What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with a new episode, new season, real fresh. Next Gen NYC, Season 1, Episode 1. Welcome to NYC. First of all, I would like y'all to go around there. If you haven't, like, comment. If you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. If you have, go around there, like the video, comment on the video, and share the video with your friend. And also, I do ask y'all to really like the video so I can kind of stay in the algorithm of things. I still want to constantly give y'all new content at every turn. It's just, I'm just trying to stay in the algorithm of things. So, and I just want to give y'all new content. Sorry, y'all. I just want to continue to give y'all new content. So, I don't know. I'm going to start and end with Next Gen NYC because it's lighthearted for me versus, sorry, the thunder, versus all the reality shows that we get to watch. We actually get there to see some of their kids. So, but I'm going to say this. When I tell you Kim and Croy are some trifling motherfuckers. Trifling. We gonna get there. But them bastards is trifling. Okay? Anyway. And she seemed like a good girl. Okay? I kind of like, I like Ariana. I like all the kids. Okay? I especially like Riley and Gia. But I think it's because we had to grow, we grew up watching, we watched Gia and Riley grow up. Like, I've been watching Roa since the beginning, and also been watching New Jersey since the beginning. So y'all remember, because Gia, what's her name? What was that? Melania. But I tell y'all, Teresa had some badass little girls. Like, them little girls was bad. Okay, but they grew up to be very beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna say that. And y'all know I love Brooks. I live for Brooks. Okay, if y'all don't know, Brooks is Meredith's son. I don't know much about Ava. I just know I think she was on that hip hop show with those young kids with Regine and them, Dame Dash daughter. But I didn't really watch it. Anyway, I got a nice piece of review. So I don't want to waste no more time because this is a thick one, and I don't want to scream anymore from the thunder. My last video got a little because of the thunder. It scared me real quick, real fast, you know. Anyway, so the season premiere starts with Ariana, which is Kim's daughter. She's walking her dogs. She just moved to NYC. She's ready to leave Atlanta. She's meeting with Brooks. You know, it seems like Brooks is the center, and everybody kind of, you know, center around Brooks. I really like Brooks. I really do. And Brooks is a model. He's a clothing designer, and he's also an activist. And he also lives in NYC. He is actually the creative director for Meredith's company. And y'all, they showed this little portion with Meredith in his blonde wig. I was like, girl, no ma'am. But that's them doing, her and Brooks doing video shoots for their line. I love the fact that a lot of this is generational wealth, and a lot of us strive to have that. A lot of us are not fortunate to have that, but a lot of people strive for generational wealth. So I'm here for it. But see, Candy about to make Riley work for hers. Okay, I'ma just say, I wonder if Todd had a lot to do with that. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause Kayla had to work for hers. Cause if Candy wasn't married to Todd, Riley will run him up on Candy's credit card. But we gonna see her too. I can't wait. So Ava is Dame Dash's daughter. She meets with Charlie. Charlie is a hoe. Okay, but we gonna find out more about Charlie. So they meet up with Brooks. They meet with Meredith. They go to his photo shoot with him and Meredith as well. Charlie is highly inappropriate. Also, Chloe is Meredith's daughter. Y'all remember Chloe? She they talked about their dating life. They, all the young ones get together to talk about their dating life. She wants to be independent. She just got out of a relationship, so she just want to do her. Charlie want to be a dog ass little boy at this point, and he's checking for Chloe. And Brooks got that side eye on Charlie because he know how Charlie is. As a matter of fact, everybody knows how Charlie is. He is not to be trusted. Okay, so Ariana and Hudson they both go out for lunch. Hudson is Ariana's boyfriend. Hudson dad's owns Zaxby's. Okay, he's the founder of Zaxby's, but they've been together 2 years. They've been off and on for 9 years. Like, what is that? Y'all young. Like, y'all must have been off and on in high school. I don't know. But she's been on TV since she was 5. Y'all remember Ariana. And Kim didn't have no badass kids. Kim was just Kim. She made her money from IG over the years, and she was making lots and lots of money to do content. But unfortunately, Croy and Kim stupid ass took that girl money. Okay, you bitches ought to be ashamed of y'all. So she found out, hold on, because he gets good. She found out it was gone 2 years ago, so it was probably supposed to be put up, but they had been spending it. They didn't tell her, so she said the lying is why she moved out. And Kim raggedy broke ass always begging that girl for money now. And this is where Hudson gets upset. He tells her to tell her mom no. And sometimes she don't tell Hudson that Kim is actually begging her for money. Hudson says to Ariana, how do you know that when you give your mom money, it's going towards the kids? Ariana said in her confessional she don't want to fall out with her mom about money. And when I tell you, Kim is a grade A broke ass bitch who don't like. What did you do with your tardy for the party money? Like, are you like it just seems as though Kim is not great with money. And Big Papa y'all remember, has always taken care of her. But then she met Croy and she thought she hit the jackpot and she started handing her ass for everybody to kiss. Now you're a broke bitch. Okay? And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like, sometimes I get it. Some people, you go to your kids, you be like, hey, listen, but you give them their money back. You don't take thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, that to me is just, that's their money. I just find it very annoying at this point. Like, girl, get a job. This is not your sponsor. This is not your sponsor. Okay? Anyway, he tells her, when you start giving your money away now, it's our business. And he said because they putting you in a bad position. So now you have to penny pinch so you can live in NYC because them bastards stole your money. So I get it, but I actually like Ariana. So Brooks and Chloe, his sister, they go to the club, meet up with Georgia. Georgia grew up on the west side, and y'all know the west side of NYC is the the best parts. They are waiting on Charlie. Once again, Ava meets up with them as well, and Charlie asks Chloe to go out on a date. So, sorry, Ava, in the next scene, that was the club scene, so they having a time. The next day, Ava is in a car with Dame Dash, and her mom is Rachel Roy. This is where we are really introduced to Ava. Ava is a model. She just did a campaign for Tommy Hilfiger. Ava been modeling for a long time, and we finally are introduced to Charlie. Charlie is a crypto trader, He is born and raised in New York as well, just like Georgia. And he loves girls, money, and sex. His dad is a retired investment banker, very rich as okay, and he gets his money from his dad, and he invests his money in cryptocurrency. I'm not mad at that. So Georgia is a brand strategist. She's originally from NYC. She lives on the Upper West Side. And she is meeting up with Ava and Charlie. It seems like Georgia is the only one that actually watches When Harry Met Sally. Because she was asking everybody, have you seen that movie? Girl, sit your ass down. Ain't nobody seen that movie? Please. Anyway, Charlie dated Lindsay Lohan apparently when he was younger. And he, at this point, thinks Chloe is hot. He got his eye on Chloe. And while you got your eye on Chloe, Brooks got his eye on you. And so do I. Okay? So, Amira, I want to say, is trans. First trans. I love Amira. I've never heard of her. Beautiful. I want to say she modeled for Victoria's Secret as well. She's a content creator, model, started from the bottom, bought her mama a house. Now we here. I'm not mad at that. She said she works her way up, even though at that time she wasn't that girl, but she kept saying, I'm that girl. And I'm not mad at that. Amira is on the phone with FaceTime with Brooks. They are really close friends. They both went to NYU together. Brooks tell Amira about Charlie making jokes about dating Chloe, and he's pissed off about it. But we know Brooks isn't confrontational, but we'll find all of that out. So Chloe is meeting with Charlie. They go out on their lunch date. I don't know why. I don't know. Charlie just, you need to chill. So Charlie was he tells Chloe that he was in a skateboard accident last year. And so they both have a conversation about their icks. And so Charlie tells Chloe he's open to whatever when it comes to dating. And Chloe was like, cool, I don't want nothing serious. But I think Charlie I feel like Charlie wants to smash that young lady. And I don't think she's looking for that. I just think she just wants to enjoy her singleness. And for me, I'm not mad at that. So Ariana and Hudson, they're out looking apartment hunting. When I tell y'all for the shoebox, like even for I feel like my apartment is bigger than some of the apartments in NYC, but for my size, they want between $5,000 to $6,000 a month for an apartment. And I'm still gonna complain about my little Matchbox, but because they want too much for this damn Matchbox here, okay? And I'm in Dallas. Anyway, we are introduced to Riley. We all know Riley. We met Riley when Candy came on in season 2 with that short hair, when she was like, I'm finna blow up on your ass. Y'all know when she told Needy that. What she said? I'm finna blow up on your ass. I think that's what she said, girl. Y'all know. Baby, we had red hair Candy. When she was about to have that fight at that season 9. Like, I don't know how I forgot her one-liners. But I do remember that one when they had on that all white at that reunion, that COVID reunion. I'm embedded in your brain, bitch. Y'all know. I love Candy. Okay. Anyway, so we get a montage, that montage when her and Candy first came on, and y'all know Candy was going with AJ, and y'all remember AJ had passed away. She graduated from NYU in music. She wants to work in the music business. She said that she literally has 1 year before Candy cuts her off financially. Thanks, Todd. I'm sorry. I just feel like, but I get it. I'm not mad at it because, again, that is a good age because they have to learn responsibility. And so I do think cutting them off is great because it teaches them to go out and work and, take care of those things that y'all need to take care of. I'm not, parents are not going to always be around, but even if I'm around, you still need to learn how to be independent and navigate this world on your own. Anyway, Charlie meets up with his friends, and then in the next scene we get a double scene. So while Charlie is talking with his friends, Brooks asks Riley about Ariana, and she said, the last time she seen her, she was like 10. So Riley was like, I don't really know her like that. Our parents had got into it, and then they showed that montage when Kim thought she was that whole dog. She was Britney Spears. Okay, y'all know that "Sorry for the Party" song that Candy wrote for her, and she only gave Candy 4,000. When you think you gonna get 10,000, y'all know they had showed that montage at the reunion when Candy had on. She was looking like Pebbles Flintstone with the with that yellow and brown outfit and that hair, and she was crying because she told Kim, because Kim was trying to play her out of that money, and they only gave her $4,000 for writing that song, and you thought your ass was Britney Spears. Whoa, 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 girl. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the montages, okay? So, she said, she don't really know her like that. Riley, and so we find out that Riley met Charlie a year ago. She said that Charlie is very messy, and she said she wouldn't trust him with Kayla. We need to see Kayla on there too. I love Kayla. Anyway, Brooks seems as though he don't speak up for himself. I'm assuming that Meredith has always spoken up for him, and that dad, I forgot the dad's name, but somebody has always spoken up for Brooks, so Brooks has never really had to speak up for himself. So Ariana said moving to NYC is it's an opportunity and an escape, and to me that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. The fact that you are escaping to get away from people who are stealing from you is insane. She says she wants to have a clothing line, and what I like is that she works an online job so she can have a consistent paycheck. So I really hope she's not taking her money she's making from Bravo and giving it to her mama. But you need a job, and no, they're not hiring on RHOA, because you handed them ladies your the kiss, okay? Anyway, they'll give me the spot before they give it to her. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like her. I don't like him, and I don't like what she has created with her daughter. Hudson dad started Zaxby's. He mentions his dad started Zaxby's 2 years some odd years ago. Whenever Zaxby's was created, his dad created that. I've never ate at Zaxby's. I think I want to try Zaxby's one day. I think I might try it tomorrow. I don't know. So Gia, we finally meet Gia, which we already know who Gia is. Let me tell y'all this. I know everybody don't really see it for Gia because of how she acts in these past couple seasons and how she treated her auntie and her uncle by way of her mama. That's fine. That's one thing. That's when I'm watching that. But on this, I love her. She stands up for Brooks. She comes across like Brooks' protector, just like Riley. But there are some things like Riley was like, listen, I can't be taking up for Brooks no more. But again, we'll get there. Gia, Teresa's kid, her and Brooks met at BravoCon last year, and he introduced her to everybody else. So they showed the piece where they all met up last year and had dinner. So Imara is having her first fashion show. It's at an old church. It was really different. It was very eclectic, but it was cute. So everyone arrives at the fashion show. Riley and Gia, we found out Riley and Gia met at BravoCon last year along with Brooks. And they showed them last year at BravoCon taking a picture in a little booth, which was cute, very cute. So Brooks said, I'm okay, in his confessional, I'm okay with being steamrolled by Charlie, because he's still harping on that because he still had not had the conversation with Charlie. He said, but not my sister. So what happened was Charlie had an inappropriate text he had said about Chloe. And he sent it, I want to say he sent it to Brooks, or he sent it to Chloe, and Chloe showed Brooks. And so he was uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable with having a conversation because, of course, we know Brooks isn't confrontational. So Riley says she's staying out of Brooks's business because she usually gets in trouble, because of people's drama. And she usually defends Brooks all the time. So, fashion show starts. Amara and all the models are gorgeous. So, everybody, it wasn't a long scene. It was a quick scene. And so, in the next scene, everybody meet up at the club. Brooks is very anxious about confronting Charlie. This is what he tells Gia. And so we find out Georgia lives on the Upper West Side of NYC. This damn girl is nasty as fuck. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We gonna get down to that. Georgia keep asking people have they seen When Harry Met Sally. Ma'am, get out of our face. You're the only one that's seen that shit. Okay. So Ava came in. She had on her Manolo Blancos or whatever they call it. I don't know. I've seen them, but I've never touched them. So Ava touched the bottom of her shoe, and everybody was like, Georgia, that's nasty. Like Gia said, you're walking on the streets of New York where everybody's pissing and walking, and it's all on the ground, so it's nasty. So she have no clue. Anyway, Georgia asked Charlie about his date with Chloe. And so while he's explaining his date with Chloe, Gia and Riley are having a sidebar and says Brooks is too nice. So Charlie asks Brooks, and then after they say that, Brooks starts to talk to Gia. Charlie then interrupts and says, well, what are y'all talking about over there? So Gia started to speak up for Brooks, and Charlie tried to check Gia, and Gia was like, you got it, player. So Riley said her always taking up for Brooks had people, taking up for people in general, had everybody calling her Captain Save-A-Ho. She said, no ma'am, no Pam, no thank you. I'ma let Brooks fight his battles. I love him. And she really wanted to stand up for Brooks, even as it relates to Charlie, but she said he got to handle his own. So Charlie finally showed a message to Brooks, and he apologizes to Brooks, but he doesn't know why he's apologizing, and he don't feel like it's a reason to apologize for a text message that he sent to Chloe. Disrespectful. Anyway, this is when we find out Georgia does not wash her hands. She is a nasty little hoe. Okay? Sorry to call her that, y'all, but she's nasty. Okay? She says she has no sense of germs. Charlie says she don't always wash her hands. No, I'm sorry. Charlie says, I don't know why everybody tripping. I don't always wash my hands when I go to the bathroom and pee. That's because y'all nasty. My grandmother always say y'all nasty. Okay? Ain't no way you finna go to the bathroom, shake off your self-esteem for the men, and wipe in between your self-esteem, and think you gonna come out the bathroom and put your hands on me. You got me stuck. Alright? Y'all, a lot of y'all nasty. So she hugs. So before Georgia leaves, she actually hugs Brooks. Like, hands all over Brooks. Like, not only did you touch Ava's shoe, but you went to the bathroom and you didn't wash your hands. And so she tried to hug Riley, and Riley did like this. It was like, no ma'am, don't touch me. No ma'am, no ma'am, Pam. You ain't even try to use no hand sanitizer. Nasty. So Georgia said, I thought it was my body, my choice. Yes, ma'am, it is your body, your choice. However, because you don't wash your hands, you cannot go around touching on other people, trying to hug and insert yourself all over other people. That shit is nasty. Okay? This is where the episode ends. It was very cute. George is nasty. Charlie is a straight up hoe. Him and Georgia are really cool. He said sometimes Georgia sleeps at his house 6 or 7 days a week. They really like brother and sister. Like it's not even like that. They have a really good relationship. I'm sure it's gonna be a little bit dramatic for the youngins, but it's very lighthearted, and I picked it up because it's very lighthearted. Anyway, if you have not, on your way out, please make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing if you have not subscribed to my channel, and continue to click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Also, again, just like me so I can stay in the algorithm of things. That's all I ask. I don't ask for nothing else. I'm just asking for that. Anyway, I hope y'all like the video. Drop down in the comments and really let me know what y'all think. Bye.